You know what really grinds my gears? Hearing people complain about how they don't have money for gear when they didn't really look that hard. Let's get into it. Hey gang, and welcome back to another episode of The Experience. Today we are going to be doing a little bit of a rant, and this is not intended to hurt anyone's feelings, but it might. And honestly, we're talking about people that we love in our personal life as well. We're not going to name the names of them, like Law and Order, because, we're trying to protect the names of the idiots involved. Dum. And honestly, it's one of those things that really is frustrating because people say this a lot. And it's not necessarily just on YouTube, but we'll be at the range. They're like, oh man, you got so much gear. Like, that's cool. I wish I had money for a cool guy battle belt. One day I'll be cool like that, trying to be cute about it. And in all reality, prioritize your purchasing. If you got a family, spend money on that first. I will never ever give anyone a hard time for being responsible with their money. But let's be real. There's a lot of gear out there that's cheap. Today, we're going to be ranting about military surplus and the guy in 2024 that's talking about how he does not have money for gear and he has no gear. What is he going to do? He's so unprepared. So everything we're wearing, tops and bottoms, is surplus. The rigs are both surplus. This is actually a unicorn rig that you will, we're not going to talk about because we don't have time. Brian's wearing something that is very near and dear to him, and we're going to take you down the nostalgia trail. And so I'm wearing military surplus. This is military surplus. This is all military surplus. And fun fact, if you didn't know, Brian is also military surplus. He's never had a fucking civilian job, ever. Brian had one job. When he was 18, he did that job and he retired. So I'm going to shut up and let someone that actually knows about what we're talking about do the thing.
So I know for a fact I can grab this piece of equipment, throw it on, get out in the woods, desert, forest, city, it doesn't matter. And I know that I can sustain and support my operations mission, whatever I'm doing, with this antiquated, useless military surplus. I know I can do it because I fucking did it. I did it. So anyone can. I know I'm not a level 100 wizard like Thin Line Defense, but I'm pretty sure they'd agree that usable, serviceable military surplus is not a bad way to go. No, it's not made of the most latest, lightest, coolest, waterproofest HUA material.
One day we will have Shock Concepts and Defense Mechanisms gear. But today is not that day.
No, at some point, can't afford it. So if you're stressing about gear and you have a tight budget, if it's broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Like what Taylor's wearing, in my opinion, is the granddaddy of chest rigs.
Everything is based off of this. We'll talk about it later.
It's all based off of that.
It's the Ranger rack. If you're curious, old school. This one's a Blackhawk. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm wearing an LBE.
Yeah.
I wore LBEs for a long time. And even when we switched over to the more modern stuff, like the Molly 2 equipment, a lot of us still ran these because you just can't beat it. I can undo my belt, slide it back, put on a ruck, and go. So
you can put on mop gear. You can put on cold weather gear.
Right.
You can put on whatever you want. It's a versatile setup.
You can extend the size of the belt with what we call the fat boy clip. You can do it.
You could wear your Hill People gear bag on your chest with your pistol in it and not have to worry about wearing your battle belt. All of a sudden, you don't need to spend money on that battle belt. Huh.
So if you're that butthurt about, oh, I need the latest and greatest plate carrier, but you don't have a way to simply carry your fucking ammunition.
Yeah, so tactical food pyramids coming out. Wow.
So all you need is literally, if it's a right now type thing, like a thing we went and did just not too long ago.
Yeah.
All they needed was water, calories, and ammunition. They didn't need a sleeping bag. Get over it. You're going to be uncomfortable. They didn't need wet weather gear, ponchos, and all that shit.
Because one of our homie had enough shit to be Swiss Family Robinson out there building a fucking log cabin.
100%. Anyone who's been down to Sand Hill will know what I'm talking about. You put your wet weather gear on and start moving in that environment, you will be just as wet as if you didn't have it on. Your uniform and clothes will rot off you. Surplus is really tough for a reason, because that's what they expect us to go through.
You don't need cool combat shirts. We actually got these because A, God's camo, and B, we're doing some raid modding discussions talking about combat shirts versus raid mod, because honestly, if you're into the drip, or just you like retro cheap shit,
Right.
I guess you win either way.
And if you dig into it, there wasn't a company that was like, fucking combat shirt. A combat shirt started because a guy took the sleeves off of his DCUs or BDUs or whatever and sewed them onto where the sleeves go for his issue t-shirt. Move the pockets to the sleeves and you have a combat shirt.
Or a useful pocket, government, making sure that they get every bit of
Yeah, we used to cut the
value.
lower pockets off so we could tuck our tops into our pants and put them up here so we could use them, slant the chest pockets, all that kind of stuff. So there's really nothing new under the sun.
So we're going to get into categories of stuff, more or less. It's as much as you want to make it, but this is kind of the basics.
Right, we're just going to do a quick rundown.
All right, so as far as pouches, any kind of thing that you would ever need, go ahead.
Yeah, this is a machine gun pouch, man. You can buy these. They come in a set of 2 large, 2 small. What all do you think you could fit in here? I know 2 Nalgene's will fit in this bitch.
For all sorts of crap.
I know D60s will fit in here. D60s, if you know what they are.
Yeah. Yeah, so
D60s,
perfect example,
60-round drones.
American RPK, support weapon equivalent, right?
And I have it stuffed with canteen carriers right now.
Yep.
And the canteen carriers literally act as an additional... You can either run a canteen or pull this flap out with canteen, used as a canteen carrier, or...
This is one of my favorite general purpose pouches of all time.
A general purpose pouch.
Like, you have an adjustable closure. You have multiple outer pockets for small stuff that gets lost in the bottom. Again, depending where you buy it, when you buy it, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, at the time we bought this, we're doing this, I bought a whole thing of ACU on Venture Surplus recently on sale. It was a backpack, 2 canteen pouches, bandolier, and some other stuff. It was like $50 in ACU because nobody wants that shit.
Right.
But
The
the
same
red dye
shit
is
in
cheap,
multicam.
and spray paint is about as cheap.
How much is that? That same
And this is
assault
in
pack,
multicam or OCP.
That the same assault pack in multicam would be at least $100 or some shit. I don't know.
For sure.
Because I'm not interested.
So these are even more old school pouches.
Yeah.
I got these on eBay recently because we like to buy lots of retro nylon. We're going to get to the next category here in a second. So I got these on eBay recently. I actually did some work. I have a homie, she uses the acronym GTS, which means Google that shit. So I went ahead and actually did some work and did some looking around between like Tax Swap, Equipment Exchange, eBay, whatever. I got these for like $8. They were less than $10 for the double rifle mags. The grenades were like $5 or less. Compasses.
You put a lot of stuff in there,
I was gonna
man.
say, like, you beat me to it.
So a grenade pouch, compass, camouflage kit, water purification kit, fire starting kit, basic first aid kit, your Zen, the amount of stuff, whatever you can fit in there, it will hold.
And it has a
will hold.
freaking
and it
strap
has a
inside.
tie down literally inside of it. It has a tie down. You know, so your grenade spoon goes through there. But
Unfortunately,
you can use a piece of paracord and tie stuff down. All these pouches I've put radios in these. I've used one as a pistol holster before.
This one's a Marine Corps issue, I think, but because it's that tan color. But I mean, again, it's a mag pouch, but it could be a radio pouch. We've definitely used the Baofangs in these. It's got a nice adjustable, like, height closure on it.
There's
so you get some
companies out
adjustment.
there that make full blowout kits that will fit inside.
As much as I love brand new, super fancy gear, don't get me wrong. I love new nylon. We love old nylon. We just literally had the 2 new rigs we got from T-Rex.
Yeah, I'll pull that out
Which
in a second.
I don't know how you feel about them. Honestly, like,
We are
and
ranting, so I'll just say this.
No, Isaac's Isaac and the nylon are my favorite part about T-Rex arms. I love the radio shit. T-Rex
Right.
Labs, that knowledge, that's an information transfer.
Right, but what I was going to say is if you're hating on fucking T-Rex arms because they're not prior military or whatever, like, get over yourself, dude. Like, you learned algebra. Are you a fucking scientist?
Dog. You know, I'm something of a mathematician myself. But seriously, though, there's so much toxicity on the internet.
That's ridiculous.
And there's so many companies selling stuff out there that we wanted this to kind of be a positive thing, not to pick on anybody. We want people to save money so they have money to train, money to spend their life on, money that you need right now when things are getting hard and interesting and your dollar doesn't go as far. So use your tax dollars that were previously extorted from you
recycle it.
to pay more taxes on stuff you paid for. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't do math well. Save your money. Really, seriously though, there's lots of options. So the last thing we're going to close out with is something that was kind of a fun eBay find. And there's lots of these around. And again, my dangerous assistant, Brian, is going to help me out here and show this off. So this is a little mix of new and old stuff. I
really like this.
So this is an OG GWAT special. It's the Rhodesian Recon rig. We'll kind of hold it up right here.
Yeah, I would say you modernized yours.
Yeah, so this started out, and I'll find a picture that's one that's not set up. So like, this was early GWAT drip. Lots of channels have done cool stuff on it. I think Tactical Hive did one, and those were Frogmen dudes that actually used that early on. So, you know, like 2003, this was a pretty high want item if you were a dude out there doing things, compared to what Brian was wearing that they were also wearing 20 years before.
Yay.
But in all reality, think about it though. You've got a Molly chest rig, basically. It's wide enough. It's about as big as the tap. Will you grab the tap for me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's another piece of military surplus. We can't stop. How many times am I saying surplus in this video? If you actually tell me and it's correct, I'll send you a patch. I love you. All right, so it was about $100. Tax and stuff, but it was under $100 before tax. So before tax and shipping, $100. It came with this placard, which blew my mind. I thought it was actual individual pouches. It came with a freaking placard on eBay. Somebody got rid of this. So in addition to the placard, came with the old school dangler pouch, which was not a dangler because they were not
USMC assault pouch.
It is, yeah, USMC, something like that. So the danglers weren't a thing back then. So again, where did danglers come from? I don't know. Some hard dudes figured it out while they were doing hard stuff. Yeah, I got some more modern pouches. Grenade pouch. This thing was an X harness originally. It has an H harness adapter. It's really rough. I don't understand why Eagle has not like just taken everyone's money by making some of the new improvements.
Oh, dude, if they were to relaunch this kind of stuff, oh man.
So this thing is as OG as it gets. Reason it's so drippy is it has a bib, just like the rack. But the cool thing about this is, with the bib, you can now run a freaking plate on the inside of it. So there's an elastic strap. Sorry guys, I didn't prep this ahead of time. There's an elastic strap, there's a bag, there's elastic on top. You tighten that bad boy down. This holds a freaking sappy plate. The unobtainium unicorn fucking rare back piece also holds a plate, if you can find the original one. I think there's Airsoft Repros out there, probably better than nothing. But for a like one size fits all Gandalf one ring solution that starts out at $100 that you could essentially build out, pretty cool that it was cheaper than the $300 complete chest rigs that we both just bought, right? My quad flap with the hydration pouch and their admin pouch and the back strap was over $300. Just like Brian's trap with all of the crap that came with it. I have the rim shot. Sorry. So more or less,
trap.
That's what you're looking at. But like, there's companies that are selling Marine Corps surplus taps for $50. Full set, everything you need to start.
So to close this out.
Yeah, I was about to say, send us off.
So to close this out, there's not a lot of new stuff under the sun. At some point, what was once experimental or field expedient is now the new standard amazing thing everyone wants.
Every chest rig, this Tactical Tailor Mav, pay your respects to your elders, people.
So if you need gear, hit eBay, Facebook Marketplace, all that. People sell stuff.
Get out there, Google that, make it happen. Where can they find us?
You can find us at SpicySnafu at Instagram.
And until next time,
fucking shop around.
Seriously, listen to people that know what they're talking about, or listen to people that can LARP better than I do. But there's a lot of people out there that have some knowledge. You just got to stop and take the time.
You're a wizard, Welsh.
You're a wizard, Walsh. Stay amazing, guys. We love you. Until next time.